everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, as you can see, we have a lot of Sims with different colored hair in my household. That is because today we're going to be going over all of my Not So Berry Challenge Sims and kind of their stories. So if you do enjoy this video, do like and comment and all those fun things, because I do upload daily. And if you guys want me to start a Not So Berry challenge here on YouTube, just let me know in the comments. Alright, so this sim was made in like December of 2021. Her name is Aria Berry. She's probably my oldest sim style that I have been like creating content with. She kind of started off working as a scientist and doing her thing. This was her main like outfit. Her eyes were like minty green, but I have since gotten rid of those eyes. But she was my founder. She dated 2 people in total. She was polyamorous for a bit until one of those people passed away. One of the other people will be shown in this video. She was bisexual. She was a bisexual queen, and she really just enjoyed being who she was. Of course, per Mint Generation rules, she was materialistic, vegetarian, and jealous, and she had the Chief of Mischief aspiration. She had a total of, I think, 5 kids, if I'm being correct. She was a lot of fun to play with. Her first boyfriend, who was the father of her first 2 children, which were twins, passed away from like a disease. And so I had the whole storyline. She found comfort in the nanny that she had hired. They started dating, and then one winter, or I think it was, they all went to the graveyard and his ghost was standing there. She worked really hard to find a way to bring him back using science and everything. She created ambrosia and brought him back to life. And then those 3 continued on in a polyamorous relationship until later on, a vampire that I created killed the nanny girlfriend. So then later on, Aria decided that she was kind of done with searching for another partner, so she ended up marrying Carter. Carter was the father of Rose Gen. This is again my old sim style on his face. Kind of all in-game face presets. But he had quite the story. He passed away from a sickness and then was brought back to life and then married the love of his life. And then we have Rowan. Being Rose Gen of the Not So Berry Challenge, she had a lot on her plate. This is kind of where I started tweaking my sim style and everything. But she had many lovers. She went to college, got pregnant while in college with a mysterious man, one-night stand kind of thing. She didn't know who the father was. So then she dated this, like, rich, corrupt politician and kind of pushed her dreams down. And, well, let's just say that marriage never actually happened. And she ended up falling in love with her best friend, but he wasn't a good match either, and he brought back around Yellow Gen's father, Damian Walker. He came around while Yellow Gen was a teenager, And then he and Rowan ended up getting married as elders. So yeah. And then we have Yellow Generation. Sunnyberry. She was one of my favorite Sims to play with. She was a lesbian. And, well, she was interested in aliens and aliens only. She had some really funky hair and everything. She waited until after marriage to get pregnant, and I had some weird settings in my game where both she and her wife had gotten pregnant. And so they gave birth to a total of 5 babies. It was a lot to handle. But then we have Sunny's wife, who is an alien, Mirina. She gave birth to, I think, 2 babies, while Sunny gave birth to 3. And then we have Gray Gen, Opal. She, of course, had the 3 failed relationships and marry a neat sim, so I had her do just that. She had a lot of children because she had to max the parenting skill, and I was finding it quite difficult as I didn't have them as babies very long. But she had, I think, it was like 7 kids or something like that. And then she ended up marrying Viorel. And he kind of just stuck around and had a lot of kids with her. Here is where I kind of discovered some different lit presets. Like, I started discovering these obscurest ones. And yeah. And then we have Violet Berry. She was my plum gen. She was kind of a job hopper. My sim style kind of started to change just a little bit more, but these big lips stayed around for a little bit. She found her husband cheating on her. He had a kid with another woman. They then, later on, rekindled their romance, moved in that kid from the previous relationship because the mother had passed away. And she kind of was more of a mother to his child than to her own child. She ended up having 2 biological kids of her own, but one of them I never even played with or even met, really. Her husband was Charlie Harmon. Yeah, I started playing a little bit more with some lit presets and some eye presets and such. But they had a baby named Phoenix. I started here to kind of play with more presets on my females. But Phoenix had a really hard life. She moved out as a teenager because her mom kicked her out after having some substance abuse issues. And, well, she kind of then met a girl who was her neighbor named Candy. They had twins pretty early, but Candy died during childbirth. And then it took her a little while to move on. And then she met Aaron. She and Aaron ended up getting married and living their best life in Oasis Springs until they both passed away. And here is Primrose. She was my pink gen. Her story was a little bit chaotic as well. She had triplets, and then they wanted another baby, so then she had another baby. But I started getting more CC here, so she looked a lot better. She had married a long relative of the Calientes that I created, named Oscar. They were childhood best friends, and then she moved away, and they kind of lost contact until she moved out as a young adult and moved to Henford on Bagley. This was the oldest of their triplets, Coral. She was my Peach Gen. She met her husband as her brother's best friend. And then they kind of lost contact because she went to university, and then, things resulted in her and him working together, and they kind of just hit it off and fell in love and had only one child. Well, 3 children, but one of them kind of had a weird storyline. Here is Coral's husband. He was actually really cute, and they fell in love and had Sage. Sage had an interesting story. She fell in love as a teenager with a boy who was kind of just in it for, like, the woohoo. They woohooed a few times, and Sage ended up pregnant as a teenager. Her mom kicked her out because her mom just didn't stand for that kind of thing. So she moved on her own out to Windenburg. And she kind of lived there and had her kid. She only had one kid. But she kind of lived there. She had a big friend group of her younger siblings and some other folks, and she kind of fell in love with one of her best friends that she had since she was really young, named Kendra. Kendra, I really didn't play with her much, but she was a really fun sim to actually create. And then we have Sapphire Gen 10. Her story. She fell in love with her, like, elementary school best friend. They stayed together through thick and thin. He was more of, like, a stay-at-home dad at first to the twins that they had. But Sapphire realized that she was making enough money with her job, so they needed a little bit more help. So she asked her husband to get a job. He went into business. So he was off on business meetings quite a bit. And during one of those business meetings, Sapphire found comfort in their neighbor. He lived there alone, and, well, one thing led to another, and she ended up pregnant off of an affair. Her husband never found out that she had the affair, but it was kind of clear and obvious that there was one with how different the kids looked. Her husband, Nico, really never understood why his 2 kids didn't look like him. I mean, it's just as simple as that. They didn't look like him. But yeah, those are all of my Not So Berry Challenge sims. I kind of did start to carry on the legacy with another challenge, but then my save corrupted and I couldn't save or anything, so I just abandoned it. But yeah, this was my Not So Berry Challenge family. And I have started another Not So Berry. This here is my newest Not So Berry Challenge sim. My sim style has definitely changed. But yeah, this is my newest Not So Berry Challenge sim. Her story is already actually pretty far along in my game. So, but I hope you guys all did enjoy this YouTube video and enjoyed seeing my Not So Berry Challenge sims. Now that I am been done with the Not So Berry Challenge for over a month. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you did, comment down below some other things that you'd like to see. Like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell because I upload every single day. At noon Central Time Zone. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, everybody!